things heat up in the so-called Middle East, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechah, HaKadosh. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessing to the 144,000 in the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakatham. And I can say, man, I feel very, very confident that Donald Trump is the king of Babylon that's going to usher in the World War III. The more news develops, they put out I guess they kind of leaked it or press or whatever about Israel planning an attack on Iran because they're developing their nuclear facilities. All right, this is in an attempt to prevent them from having a nuclear weapon, but you can't really stop anybody from having a nuclear weapon. Okay, it's stupid to do that, to think so. And to be honest with you, they can just buy one from Russia. Like, they don't even need to have the facilities up. You know what I'm saying? To make one themselves. They already have more advanced rockets than we do from a conventional standpoint. They have hypersonic missiles, okay, which America does not. America has ICBMs, okay, but they don't, which would be a hypersonic, but they don't have the standard what do you call it, hypersonic missiles, where you can pretty much eradicate almost anything, man. There's nothing you can do to stop it. The projectiles just move too damn fast for you to even be able to react to it, or even if you catch a blip on the radar, it's too late. It's already in your in your backyard, blowing stuff up. And Donald Trump came on television today and basically said, they can't get a nuclear weapon, point blank, period. So he had a stern, countenance on him, and it was a demonic countenance, because you basically know they're gonna go to war. They're gonna provoke this thing, because if they attack Iran, okay, and this starts with a real exchange, because last time Iran did not really hit them with their heavy artillery or even medium artillery, Slovakia, or even the medium-sized artillery, man. They got some things out there, man. Okay, and if they forced to start doing a real exchange, they're gonna have to just go to war. Okay, and I was watching a guy, the expert on it. He said, in order for you to make sure they don't have any nuclear weapons, like, they have facilities that are miles and miles underneath the ground. So that means you can't even detect radiation with the satellites. You can't detect anything. You're gonna have to go in and invade. Okay? And then you're talking about troops and boots on the ground. All right? And this is all gonna culminate to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, which speaks about the dragons of Arabia. All right? And this will be part of World War III. This is a part of the assembly of World War III, where the Euphrates River would dry up, okay, which is west of Iran, okay, but it's still east of Syria. All right, so that's where that whole thing is going to go down. Okay, that war is going to take place between Iraq, Syria, that region. Okay, that war is going to go down. Okay, they're going to have to fight in the middle, because Iran doesn't want to fight on their side, and Israel doesn't want to fight on their side. But when it's all said and done, they're going to get wiped out. Okay, the scriptures already say, Israel, y'all are going to be dusted off real quick. Okay, and then we're going to have to put a stop to World War III as men of the Lord, as the gods that descend out of the chariots towards the end. Man, when you read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, you basically see the Lord gather the large multitude out of the chariots, and then we come down and we get busy, man. Because the whole thing has got to get cleaned up. When the scriptures say the saints shall possess the kingdom, and their kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, that's because we have power to do so. Okay, how you ask yourself, how is a bunch of Israelites gonna dominate the world when they got nukes and satellites and hypersonic missiles? Because we're gonna be in glorified bodies, man, and we can't wait. Okay, because we're sick of waiting on know, having to work paycheck to paycheck. You know, you gotta deal with ailments in your body. Everything is tedious. You know, everything gets on your nerves. Your attention span is shortened. All of these things you got to deal with, man. We're sick of it because we know what's coming next, which is the kingdom of heaven. Okay, we're praying that our sacrifice is accepted, so we don't partake of the second death. Okay, we're part of the first resurrection. You know, but all that to say is that we're very, very, very close, man. Donald Trump, I mean, this is not going to take long at all, you know, and Donald Trump has only been in office, like I said yesterday, 6 months. Okay, and look at all of this that's afoot, and really it was set up going back years ago, man. You know, Biden helped egg some of this on, Obama helped egg some of this on, okay, Trump in his first term. So this has all been a buildup, and all of you camps that were asking what a microchip is, well, we're gonna see how smart and how sarcastic you're gonna be when they got people out here in lines just so they can participate in society. All right, when they announce it, when Palantir basically announces the list, it's gonna evolve into something greater. Okay, it's gonna be a list paired with something else. Okay, so when these things happen, your congregation are gonna have questions. Okay, and then what is your answer to them gonna be? You're gonna tell them what? There's no Jacob's trouble. You're gonna tell them that it's sin, that you can still take it. What are you gonna tell them? You know, because we're breaking down the prophecies the correct way, because we see it clearly, man. Like clearly, Iran or Russia, this is the end of this thing, man. Clearly, okay, the least of the flock, drawing them out. Clearly, this is where we are. Okay, so if you're preaching any other gospel, okay, any other doctrine outside of the Great Millstone doctrine, then you're off, man. And at this point, it's willful ignorance, and we don't want to be around people like you, man. Okay, because y'all play too much, and y'all think y'all can just get it together at the last second. And I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. Stay away from us, man. Keep from around us, okay? And we're going to know who's sincere and who's not sincere, because the Lord is going to give us that understanding, just like He's going to give us understanding on how to navigate Jacob's trouble and all of the death and plagues and punishments that are going to be going on, you know, on the states out in America, okay? The Lord promised that famine, sword, okay, pestilence, you know. So these things are on the way, you know. So I just wanted to give an update on that, because if they're talking about striking Iran, they say they probably won't do it today or tomorrow or anything like that, because usually they say that, you know, Israel likes to do it in a surprising manner, but they are announcing the fact that they're going to do it, you know, and they're measuring the sentiment on social media. Every time you text somebody on your phone, or you leave a social media comment or a post somewhere, they have AI to scrape all of that and aggregate all of that information. They know exactly how people feel about things, okay? And so when they put these things out, they can monitor how people are responding to it, okay? And they know if they need to put out more propaganda, or if they need to change the message up a little bit, or convince a few people, or if they just need a false flag to get you to manufacture that consent, okay? There's nothing in America that is free, okay? Everything you have is fed to you. It's an illusion, okay? You're not a free thinker here. Free thinkers get penalized. They get silenced. They get censored, okay? And we're going in the time where you won't even be able to say free something, okay? Saying free somebody or free a country is going to be deemed as, you know, a hate crime or whatever they're going to label it, okay? That's the times that we're in. That's in the bill that they're trying to push through, you know? So what do you think things are getting ready to do, man? You know, it's about to get much, much worse before it gets better, okay? And when I say better, it's only going to get better for the elect. Then the 2/3, y'all are just going to have to catch it, man, okay? And then we'll see y'all in the kingdom. Anyway, I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call hello, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakha Kadash, Shalom, and Kam Yasharala.